In this video you will see how to make text fade in or fade out. First of all, you should have a layer which you should have renamed. In the first keyframe you're going to put in a piece of text. You can change the font. You can change the size. You can change the colour. Next, you're going to think about when do you want the words download to start to fade. Don't forget the frame rate is 24 frames per second. So in my example, I'm going to have the word download on the screen for a second before it starts to fade. So I'm going to put in a keyframe at 24. Right click, insert a keyframe. Because I put the keyframe in afterwards, it's automatically copied the contents of the first keyframe into the second keyframe, so it saves me having to copy and paste in place. Next, I need to think about how long do I want the word download to fade completely away. I'm going to have it fading for a second, so I'm going to put in a keyframe at 48. Again, it just automatically copies the contents of the previous keyframe, so I don't need to copy and paste it. Now with this text, I need to make it completely invisible. So I'm going to highlight the text, and I'm going to change the colour of the text, and at the top of the palette you will see the word alpha. Next to it a percentage. You need to change the percentage to a 0. You can either use your mouse to click and drag across, or you can just double click on the percentage and type in 0. So alpha means how transparent do you want it. So you can make out that the text is still there, but it's completely and utterly invisible. Before we can put a tween in, because it is text, we need to break down the text in this keyframe and break down the text in that keyframe into individual pixels. So in that keyframe I'm going to select my text, and I'm going to break down the text by pressing Ctrl and B on the keyboard, B for breakdown. That's broken down into individual letters. Press Ctrl B again and you can see it's made it into individual pixels. Do the same for this text. Select the text, Ctrl B, individual letters, and Ctrl B again makes it into individual pixels. You're now ready to put in the shape tween. So click on the fading text layer, right click and create a shape tween. To view the animation, click at the beginning of the timeline and press enter. So what happens is the word download stays on the screen for a second, and then it takes a second to completely fade away.